3:20 p.m. EDT 15:20 Close of play roundup. Keaton Jennings' century helped put Lancashire on course for their first county championship win of the season against Division 1 leaders Nottinghamshire. Jennings hit 21 fours on his way to 126 at Trent Bridge for his second successive 100 as Lancashire posted 338 before reducing Notts to 106 for 5 in their second innings. Notts, bowled out for 133 first time around, lost their first 3 wickets for 1 run in their second innings before reaching 106 for 5 at the close, still 99 runs behind. Lancashire pair Graham Onions and James Anderson shared the wickets in an outstanding spell of new ball bowling. Surrey batsman Ollie Pope hit a career-best 158 not out before rain ruined the second day of their match against Yorkshire at the Key Oval. The 20-year-old's third championship century, in only his 10th first-class game, helped Surrey make 414 after they had resumed on 366 for 7, before they reduced Yorkshire to 40 for 3. England captain Joe Root ended the day unbeaten on 14 with Yorkshire trailing by 374. England hopeful James Hildreth hit his 43rd first-class century to put Somerset in a strong position against Hampshire at Taunton. The 33-year-old was unbeaten on 125 when bad light ended play, as his side posted 324 for 7 in reply to Hampshire's first innings total of 231, a lead of 93. Craig Overton contributed 80. Hildreth played with customary freedom to record his 41st 100 for Somerset, made off 138 deliveries, with 13 boundaries. Joe Clarke also delivered a perfectly timed message to the England selectors with another superb century for Worcestershire in their match against Essex at New Road. Clarke followed up his 157 against Surrey last week with his 11th first-class 100 in only his 52nd match, which helped Worcestershire post 238 in reply to Essex's first innings score of 177. Essex reached 143 for 4 in their second innings to lead by 82 runs. Division 2 leaders Warwickshire's game against Northamptonshire at Edgbaston is hanging in the balance. Both sides are eyeing up victory, with Northants reaching 160 for 7 in their second innings before bad light ended the second day 14 overs early to see the visitors lead by 151 with 3 wickets remaining. Leicestershire turned their Division 2 match against Glamorgan on its head at the Fisher County ground. Opener Paul Horton hit an aggressive 50, his third half-century of the season, before rain caused an early end with Leicestershire leading by 132, on 119 for 2, with 8 second innings wickets in hand. It was a remarkable turnaround as the visitors had begun the day on 82 without loss before being bowled out for 178 in reply to Leicestershire's first innings score of 191. At Lord's, Middlesex reached 455 for 8 against Gloucestershire before rain arrived 10 minutes before lunch and prevented any further play. Middlesex resumed on 356 for 6, but only 26 overs were possible and they missed out on a 5th batting point. Durham's Mark Wood provided England with some encouragement in his side's match against Derbyshire at Derby. The fast bowler generated pace and movement and claimed the wicket of Wayne Madsen, but Derbyshire still finished on top. Matt Critchley, 64, and Darren Smith, 45 not out, lifted the home side's first innings score to 427 as Durham trail by 312 after closing on 115 for 2. In Canterbury, Kent, third in the table, lead second placed Sussex by 159 after reaching 125 for 4 in their second innings in another rain-affected match. PA updated at 3:23 p.m. EDT 2:38 p.m. EDT 14:38 Summary 1:01 p.m. EDT 13:01 12:20 p.m. EDT 12:20 as expected. We are off for the day here at the Oval, with only 21.4 overs bowled. Elsewhere, Jake Libby and Ricky Wessels have steadied the ship for Notts, who are now 81-4 having been 24-4. They have 32 and 26 respectively, and the hosts are still 124 behind. Essex are 58-0 seconds time around against Worcestershire at New Road, trailing by 3. Alistair Cook is unbeaten in on 37 with 7 boundaries. James Hildreth has an unbeaten century for Somerset, who are 275-6 and 44 ahead of Hampshire at Taunton. In Division 2, weather is affecting things at Lord's, called off for the day between Middlesex and Gloucestershire, at Grace Road, where it is raining as Leicestershire lead Glamorgan by 132 with 8 second innings wickets in hand, and at Canterbury. Bad light has stopped play there, with Kent 125-4 seconds time around against Sussex and leading by 159. Leaders Warwickshire have the upper hand against Northamptonshire heading into the closing stages of Day 2. Northants are 130-5 seconds time around, leading by 121. 11:53 a.m. EDT 11:53 Vic marks James Hildreth has just registered his 43rd first-class century with another elegant cut to the vacant third-man boundary. He was dropped once on 24, a relatively easy chance to mid-wicket spilt by Fidel Edwards. Had the chance been held, Somerset would have been 71-5. Hildreth's 100, his second of his season, took 138 balls and was punctuated by 13 fours. Somerset now have the initiative with Overton opening his shoulders at the other end, 260-5. James Hildreth celebrates his 100. Photograph. Alex Davidson/Rex/Shutterstock updated at 12:15 p.m. EDT 11:37 a.m. EDT 11:37 Vic marks I said there was no sign of Abbott. But that situation has changed. Quite heroically, he has resurfaced after tea and is gingerly making his way up to the wicket now. He is clearly not fully fit and the ball is 55 overs old. In his first 2 overs he has yielded 14 runs. But he's giving it a go. Overton has sped to 58 and Somerset are about to take the lead. Updated at 11:37 a.m. EDT 11:33 a.m. EDT 11:33 10:59 a.m. EDT 10:59 10:14 a.m. EDT 10:14 9:57 a.m. EDT 9:57 Vic marks all was serenity at Taunton as Hildreth and Davis took the score to 131-4, whereupon Davis left the field alongside the physio. We gather that he has a sore foot. One of Somerset's reserve keepers is not playing, Tresco Thick. Now Gregory has played on against Brad Wheel, so it's 134-5, and there is uncertainty when /Shift Davis will return. So far Hampshire have been able to rotate their 3 fit bowlers, and this turnover of batsmen may give them fresh energy. Brad has good wheels, as they say. James Hildreth celebrates his half-century. Photograph, Julian Herbert / Getty Images updated at 10:09 am EDT 9:40 am EDT 9:40 updated at 9:56 am EDT 9:17 am EDT 9:17 8:54 am EDT 8:54 Vic marks. So far this match has been more memorable for Abel the bowler than the batsman. Just before lunch Abel was caught off or top-edged hook off Gareth Berg for a duck. It was a frenetic morning, 6 wickets, 119 runs, and there is no sign that Hildreth and Davis are in a mind to grind away in the afternoon session. By the way, this is an excellent surface for cricket with encouragement for bowlers, but it's still possible to play some shots. There is pace so that the Knicks carry, which may explain why Gareth Berg opened the bowling after lunch with 4 slips and a gully to Davis. 8:30 am EDT 8:30 lunch update. Worcestershire are set for a first innings lead against Essex at New Road, with them currently 161-5 in reply to 177. Joe Clark is unbeaten on 61 and, like Keaton Jennings over at Trent Bridge, is chasing a second successive century after a big one here at the Oval last weekend. Lancashire have reached lunch at 281-7, a lead of 148 over Notts, with Jennings unbeaten on 111. The visitors lost Jordan Clark just before the break to Jake Ball. Somerset have lost 2 more since Vic's post and go into lunch at 86-4 against Hampshire, 231, at Taunton. In Division 2, Derbyshire are 397-7 against Durham at the county ground, with a quartet of half-centuries for Ben Slater, Wayne Madsen, Billy Gardleman, and Matt Britchley. A trio of low-scoring crackers at Canterbury, Grace Road and Edgbaston are joined by Middlesex's 455-8 against Gloucestershire at Lords. Sussex are 118-5 in reply to Kent's 215, Matt Henry has 4 wicket, while Glamorgan are 148-7 in reply to Leicester's 191. Leaders Warwickshire are 203-8 in reply to Northants' 256. Meanwhile, here at the Oval, I have heard the odd whisper that this rain may be hanging around for the rest of the day. Fingers crossed, that does not happen. Ben Cox of Worcestershire is bowled out by Peter Siddle at New Road. Photograph, Photos/Rex/Shutterstock updated at 8:31 am EDT 8:04 am EDT 8:04 updated at 8:05 am EDT 7:55 am EDT 7:55 Vic marks. Greetings, belated, from Taunton. I've not missed a ball but have been distracted. Old players' dinner last night and there are still a few around. Then lost my glasses. More importantly, the game is moving on with some rapidity. Hampshire had an early morning flurry to be bowled out for 231 and Somerset are currently 68-2. Just as significant as the figures is an injury to Kyle Abbott, the South African seamer, who has left the field. Conditions were useful for him, but chasing a ball that mid-off he turned an ankle. He left the field immediately and has not been sighted since. A major blow to Hampshire. The ball is still swinging and two of Somerset's youngsters have departed to find deliveries. Eddie Byrom was bowled by Fidel Edwards and George Bartlett caught at slip off Brad Wheel. Matt Renshaw, who, I discover, when he opened his locker upon arrival at Taunton, found it bulging with sandpaper, has played some cracking shots, an uppercut 6 among them, has also had some luck. He was dropped on 15 behind the wicket and was very close to LBW against Edwards. If Somerset can occupy the crease for a while, expect Captain James Vince to do some bowling, hoping to emulate the heroics of Tom Mabel on Friday. They do not appear to be set on crease occupation at the moment, however. Renshaw and Hildreth are playing lots of shots, and he's just been caught at slip off Berg for 36. It's 71-3. Matt Renshaw making early hay before his dismissal. Photograph. Alex Davidson /Rex/Shutterstock updated at 7:58 AM EDT 7:51 AM EDT 7:51 updated at 7:51 AM EDT 7:17 AM EDT 7:17 6:56 AM EDT 6:56 Surrey are all out for 414 updated at 6:58 AM EDT 6:26 AM EDT 6:26 5:19 AM EDT 5:19 Good morning from the Oval, where it is dry but overcast ahead of Day 2 between Surrey and Yorkshire. Day 1 didn't always look like being a dominant day for the hosts, who turned things around courtesy of Ollie Pope's unbeaten 131. Remember the name. The 20-year-old scored his third first-class 100. His second this season, in just his 10th match, and was helped out by contrasting half-centuries from watchful Dean Elgar and belligerent Tricky Clark. Surrey were 69-4 and 162-6 either side of lunch before ending the day on 366-7, with Joe Root's Yorkshire under the cosh. Pope will bat with the tail this morning and hopefully look to carry on a carefree approach which he adopted once passing 3 figures last night. A couple of milestones of note yesterday: 10,000 first-class runs for Clark and 400 wickets for Jack Brooks. Both excellent performers over the years. Brooks's milestone is made all the more impressive given he didn't make his debut until mid-2009. Wickets tumbled around the country. Lancashire are in control against leaders Nottinghamshire at Trent Bridge in the battle of Jimmy Anderson and Stuart Broad. Anderson took 2 wickets in Notts' 133 all-out, but Broad is yet to strike in their reply of 157-4. Worcestershire are 47-0 against champions Essex at New Road, with the visitors bowled out for 177. Alistair Cook top scored with 37 on a mixed day for England's Test incumbents and hopefuls. James Vince hit 44 for Hampshire against Somerset at Taunton, where rain meant only 58.1 overs were bowled. Hampshire will begin Day 2 on 158-8. In Division 2, David Malan posted 76 for Middlesex against Gloucestershire at Lord's, as did Owen Morgan in a rare championship appearance. Nick Gubbins made 99 in 356-6. After last weekend's snatch defeat from the jaws of Victory Act for Leicestershire against Durham at the Riverside, things are going from bad to worse at Grace Road. Glamorgan are 82-0 replying to 191. Ben Slater, Wayne Mudson and Billy Godalming hit 50s for Derbyshire in their 301-4 against Durham at Derby, while Kent and Sussex looked to be involved in an intriguing low-scoring clash at Canterbury. Kent's 215 plays Sussex's 69-4. Kent's New Zealand quick Matt Henry has continued his excellent start to the season with 3 wickets. Finally, leaders Warwickshire are 100-4 replying to Northamptonshire's 256, a significant triumph having been 102-7. Stephen Crook and Doug Bracewell their heroes with wickets and runs. Away from the county scene, fingers crossed for a successful day at Malahide, where Ireland have just got life as a test nation underway against Pakistan following yesterday's rain. They have won the toss and were bowled. Updated at 6:05 AM EDT.